Alright, so I read Hebrews 3 today. First thing that I highlighted was like the one who built everything is God. And like I looked up like what are the odds of being alive, and it said like 1 in 400 trillion. And I just thought that was crazy. Like we have to be so grateful that we're alive. And it says like Jesus deserves far more glory than Moses. Just as a person who builds a house deserves far more praise than the house itself. So like all these good things that we have in life, all the things like all the character that comes out of us, all like the good that comes out of us, it's literally Jesus working through us. So we just have to be extremely grateful for that, because it's like everything that we have isn't really ours. It's him working through us. And I think that should lead, I think like a huge part of your life should be gratitude, realizing like all these things that I have going for me, like the health that I have, bro, like the place I have to sleep, you know, where you are, the great people in your life, like the food you have to eat, like you didn't work for it, like you're just blessed. So I think gratitude's a big thing. Be grateful for the things in your life, because like nothing's guaranteed. Those things can be taken away just like that. A big thing, a quote I like to go by is it's like, what would you have today, like if all you had were the things you thank God for yesterday? And it makes you realize like how important every little thing is. Like you really realize like how important like a bed is to sleep on, or just the food you eat, or like literally like simple things like a toothbrush, bro, a bathroom, literally like books to read, like a phone to go on. Like you realize how important like every single thing is. So I think that should really lead to a lot of gratitude in your life if you really start to look around and appreciate the things in your life. And then the next verse I highlighted was it says like you must warn each other every day, so that none of you will be deceived by sin and like hardened against God. And I think a lot of people like they can kind of get satisfied, like especially me, like I'll just get satisfied with where I'm at in my relationship with Christ. But I wrote down like you need to stack consistent days, and I said, do you really have a relationship with Christ if you only talk to him, you know, twice a year? You know, if you only go to him when you need something, like if I only go to him when I need something, like is that really a healthy relationship? Like if I had a friend and I only talked to him when I needed something, that's a bad relationship. And it's like in order to inherit eternal life, like you have to know Christ. Like talking to him once a week on Sundays like isn't going to get the job done. If you really like want to know a person, like you have to spend more than that 1 hour on Sunday with them. Like you can't get complacent. Like it's an everyday thing. It's like this has to become a way of life. Like it's a lifestyle. And then the next verse that I highlighted, which I think like carries on from what I just talked about, it says, if we are faithful to the end, we will share in all that belongs to Christ. So like I think it's just like a reminder, like it's definitely hard. I literally wrote like it's gonna be hard. It like consistently pursuing a relationship with him every single day. But there's just such a reward, I think, at the end of it. Even if you can't see it, like you might not get that reward here on earth, but I think you will get it after you pass away. So I wrote like it's gonna be hard. Like there's gonna be like there's gonna be bumps in the road. There's gonna be times where it's like this is really, really hard to make all these right decisions, to continue to pursue to be like Jesus every single day, because we naturally want to sin. And I kind of wrote about like everyone, I don't know, everyone, like especially me, like sometimes I feel like I'm missing out. Like when I have a relationship with Christ, I'm like, man, like everybody else is getting to do all these other things. But like I think truly missing out is like when we don't listen to Christ's commands, you know? Like I don't know, you think like when you're living for Christ, like it's a set apart lifestyle, you know, you're going opposite of what everybody else is doing. You feel like you're missing out, but I think truly missing out is not getting to know Christ, because, you know, you can have whatever it may be. Let's say an average lifespan's 80 years here, sure. Let's say somebody lived up their 80 years, you know, they did whatever they want, whenever they want, sure. I'm sure they had fun, but then like once you pass away, if you don't know Christ, like, you know, then you have eternal separation. Now, in a Christian scenario, they sacrificed for 80 years. Every day they made the hard decision. They did what Christ would do. It was hard, but then they inherited eternal life. And I'd say that route is so much more worth it. Taking the hard life now and then getting eternity with God, rather than taking the easy way right now and then eternal separation from God. So I think delayed gratification is something you really have to keep on your mind. And then I wrote about last things, like, it kind of talked about, like, it was talking about, like, the Israelites and how, like, they literally wanted, like, all these things. You know, they wanted this, they wanted that, whatever. But, like, they didn't, like, realize, I think, the answers were right in front of them. You know, they were looking for rest, and, like, God was offering rest, but they weren't listening to the way of life that they should have lived. Like, God gives you all the answers. Like, all the answers are right in front of you. Everything that you, like, want. You want rest, you want peace, you want to be hardworking, you want to become kinder, like, then listen to God's commands. Like, we try to live life on our own. We try to think like we know it all, but like we don't even listen to the guy who created life itself. Like, the person who invented life is going to know a lot more than you. So sometimes you, like, listen to him. Like, he knows what he's talking about. Like, everything that you want in life is literally going to get achieved if you straight up tap into this book. So you have to realize, like, sometimes you pray and you pray and you pray and you want all these things, but like, prayer requires action. Like, that answered prayer is literally right, could be right in here. So listen to this stuff, stay consistent in the word, like every single day, like stay consistent in the word, stack days, and you'll start to see your life change for the better.